What's up, guys? Welcome back to Weekly Weird News.
So as if there weren't enough things to be terrified of nowadays, a new threat has come to our attention, and even your usual prevention method of staying inside your home and never going outside will not protect you.
That's true, because we're talking about blue ice. Not the delicious American-made potato vodka, but something much more sinister. Frozen piss and shit falling from the septic tanks of airplanes onto unsuspecting, innocent people below. And it's named for the blue color of airplane septic fluid.
Yum. According to the Times of India, last month, a 60-year-old woman in the city of Bhopal suffered a shoulder injury when a football-sized chunk of blue ice fell on her from the sky. An incident that witnesses say would have resulted in certain death had the ball of frozen piss and shit not first hit the edge of a house, slowing its lethal speed.
You know, these stories, they pop up every couple of decades or so. I remember in the 90s this was a big issue too. Except they were green back then.
Yeah.
They changed the color.
Think you can change the color and fool me?
Yeah, I thought, first of all, I thought blue ice was the stuff that truckers take to stay awake when they're driving at night.
It's probably the name for a lot of things.
Yeah, anyways, blue ice is uncommon, but not as uncommon as you'd hope. Aviation authorities admit that septic tank leaks can occur during flights, and that at higher altitudes, this results in frozen balls of excrement. Hell, the UK Civil Aviation Authority says that they receive reports of around 25 cases of falling blue ice a year. And that's just the ones they hear about. The gophers aren't reporting it out in the fields.
For example, last October, a retired couple down in southwest England narrowly avoided an embarrassing death when they were shielded from a blue ice attack by their trusty roof.
Good.
Which required 1,000 pounds worth of repairs for the damage. The homeowner reportedly lamented, "On our insurance forms, do we put house hit by frozen urine and poo? Will they believe us?"
At least they had a licensed contractor before that, made that roof real solid. Even without the terrifying danger of rock-solid frozen shit and piss being the thing that kills you, unfrozen room temperature shit and piss can still fall from an airplane and completely ruin your day. Or falling Dave Chappelle's, as we clearly saw in Con Air. Gotta watch out for those.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to the still not frozen shit or piss. In the case of one very unlucky young girl in Pennsylvania last May, it'll happen on your sweet 16 birthday.
Yeah. One party goer told the local news, "We just got done with cake. Thank God we took the cake back in because within 2 minutes, something fell from the sky. It was brown, it was everywhere, it got on everything." Another described it saying, "It looked like if 100 birds flew over and went to the bathroom simultaneously. That's what it looked like."
God took a shit on that party. Yeah. So what's even the point of living anymore if this is gonna happen? Anytime, at any second of any day, an icy ball of death made out of piss and shit, and you know, you could safely say a bit of semen. We all get bored on those long flights. That could come crashing through your roof at 100 miles an hour, and that could end your life.
Yeah.
Why live?
Yeah. I don't want to live in that world.
Why get up and make the
We
bed?
gotta ban planes.
That's true, yeah. Keep them out.
Yeah.
Make planes great again. Seal the bottom.
Anyway, moving on, we told you previously about the standoff going up in Oregon where a group of patriots are illegally occupying a wildlife refuge protesting the prison sentences of a couple of farmers who set fire to federal land.
That standoff has been going on for a few weeks now, but that pales in comparison to a standoff down in Texas that only just now ended after 15 years. So, back in 1999, John Joe Gray of Trinidad, Texas, which is the best
Joe
name,
Gray.
he was arrested for assaulting a police officer during a traffic stop after telling the officer that it was his God-given right to carry a concealed handgun without a permit.
But on his court date, Gray didn't show up to be tried for assaulting a police officer because he was at home on his 47-acre property. And he stayed there at home ever since, armed and waiting for the day that he and his family would have to personally fight off the entire local police department.
Yeah, literally. He told ABC News in 2000, "If they come out after us, bring extra body bags. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword." Anyways, for 15 years, he and his children and grandchildren have patrolled his property with handguns and rifles and refused to let any outsiders in.
But finally, after years of the local Henderson County Sheriff's Department declining to actually come get John Joe Gray out of fear for their own officers' safety, they've decided to just let the whole thing go and move on.
Come on, John Joe! Or stay put, John Joe. Whatever. Oddly enough, the charges were actually dropped over a year ago in December of 2014 when the previous district attorney left office. But no one actually notified the Gray family about it until last week. Whoops. Well, they'll just figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, the moral here is that if you ever find yourself in trouble with the law, all you gotta do is 1, own 47 acres of land. 2, own a shitload of weapons. And 3, threaten to murder any law enforcement officers if they come anywhere near you. Now, give it a couple years, you'll be just fine.
Yeah, this guy set a real precedent for the rest of the crazies in the world, huh? Now, moving on, this week we mourned the death of David Bowie. But many of you in the comments section have complained that we never said anything about the death of another music hero, Lemmy Kilmister, which, okay, the thing is, we made a video like 6 months ago that said that he would never die.
Yeah,
and we were proven wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he passed away over our holiday break. We're sorry about that. I had a moment with my dad in the car when I found out, and he was like, "Who's Lemmy?" And I said, "Motorhead." And he's like, "Who's Motorhead?" And I was like, "You literally grew up in the time that this song would have been popular." And he's like, "I don't know." So it was a very awkward conversation.
Yeah. But anyway, good news, guys. Lemmy might be getting the most fitting memorial possible from the world of chemistry of all places. Because while us average folk think of bands like Motorhead when we hear the term heavy metal, chemists think of actual heavy metals like lead and mercury.
And now fans of both types of heavy metals are petitioning to have a newly discovered element be named Lemmium, immortalizing Lemmy in science forever. The Change.org petition currently has around 150,000 backers, and members of the scientific community have actually chimed in with their own support. So that's good.
A major hurdle that the campaign faces, though, is the fact that traditionally elements have been named after either their properties, a myth, a mineral, a place, or a scientist, none of which describe Lemmy Kilmister. However, with enough support, the International Union of Applied Chemistry might just let this one slide.
And we hope they do, because it's just perfect.
This is the best
It was
press
made
the
to
chemistry
be.
world has gotten in years. Let him
Just so happened they needed this name right when Lemmy died.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lemmy planned this. He didn't plan it. That's not true.
He didn't really plan anything.
Yeah, that's true. A little planning would have gone a long way in his life, though.
Yeah.
I'm switching to another form of liquor.
If you have diabetes,
Don't drink orange juice.
Switching from Coca-Cola to orange juice
Doesn't
really
do
makes
anything.
no difference. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to headlines.
We got headlines.
Silliest, dumbest headlines from real news outlets, not us.
Yeah.
From this past week.
Starting with, family detained when Airbnb rental revealed as marijuana grow house. You can't trust these sites.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta admire the balls on this homeowner. They're like, we'll just keep the hydro operation going, self-sufficient. In the meantime, let's make some more money on the side renting this place out to some people who
Have no idea
what's going on.
Yeah.
It was real awkward because
Why are the lights flickering nonstop? That's
it was like
weird.
the people were detained for like half a day too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, we don't live here. Like, what are you talking about? This is a house. Why would you be here?
God forbid they had a dog that went to the door when the SWAT team came and got it killed.
That would be a dead dog.
Yeah.
This
Just
is
ridiculous.
It's really just a more complicated form of swatting. Like swatting is really easily, but this is like, first of all, you set up a massive grow
Yeah, it's
operation.
way
in
more
your house.
complicated,
You set
yeah.
up an Airbnb account. You trick people into.
It just goes to show there's barely any oversight on Airbnb.
No, it's scary.
You'll book something, they'll cancel at the last minute. Just ask Funhouse.
U.S. fugitive sends selfie to police after terrible mugshot. And there's a great quote in here where he explains it to a local radio station.
Yeah.
He says, "Man, they just did me wrong. They put a picture out that made me look like I was a Thundercat or James Brown on the run. I can't do that."
Now, to me, he looked like Fat Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, man, these cops are all about the bad angles.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah.
get me from the 45
I love how he's
degrees.
like driving while he was doing it too.
Yeah, well, he's a
Tiny mustache.
he's a lawbreaker.
It's fine. You already broken one law. Why not break the rest of them?
Yeah.
I thought it was very cute, but he ended up actually getting arrested.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they found him in Florida of all places.
What are the odds?
Yeah, I'll drive down to Florida. They'll never catch me mixed in with all the rest of the criminals down there.
No.
How did we survive?
I pretty much stayed inside my hotel room the entire
Yeah,
time.
pretty much, yeah. Vladimir Putin says he didn't intend to scare dog-phobic Angela Merkel when he brought his Labrador to a meeting.
Apparently she's terrified of dogs, and he has a dog that looks like a horse.
Oh, yeah.
Because of course he does. He's Putin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware that you were scared of dogs.
you don't like giant dogs? Well, shall we continue?
No, I bet it went more like this. Oh, you bringing your dog? Well, yeah, I bring my dog everywhere with me. Angela Merkel, she's not a big fan of dogs. Actually, she's terrified of them. I think I'm still going to bring it. I think this will play out really well into my favor.
Good play.
Yeah.
Power play. You know, we need a leader like Vladimir Putin.
I love when conservative people say that.
What are you talking about?
You should read the actual Russian news every once in a while.
Yeah, well,
just because he's like harsh on.
Don't read the Russian news. Read news about Russia.
Yeah, just because he's harsh on like ISIS right now.
He's harsh on anyone.
Yeah.
He murders his critics.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
allegedly. We're not saying you did it.
We need a president that will put
Put journalists in their place.
Yeah, we need a president that will find his critics, put radioactive material in his critics' coffee, and then have those critics die of just severe radiation poisoning within days.
If Zac Efron Killed Us for Saying We Are Your Friends was a shitty-looking movie.
Yeah, we need more actors like that.
Yeah. Google corrects bug translating Russia as Mordor. Why was it there in the first place?
I don't know.
Some trickster?
Their algorithm got messed with. Maybe some trickster. I don't know, but yeah.
It's like how everyone tries to get the swastika to come up when you type in Comcast on Google search. If you put it in there enough, it'll just end up showing up.
I think that's because like Google Translate is only like it like halfway relies on actual just like automated like analyzation of internet stuff. And so this was a translation from Ukrainian, I think it was from Russian to Ukrainian or something like that. But I do remember that during the whole Ukraine thing, well, it's still going on, but when it first started, people in Ukraine were referring to Russia as Mordor a lot. So it might have come from that.
Yeah, it came from that, yeah.
Yeah.
It just like re-tagged the word.
But yeah, so I mean, if this can happen, someone needs to figure out a way to trick Google Translate into mistranslating more stuff.
No, we need this to be accurate, Elliot, for the betterment of humanity. Yeah. Stop fucking around with stuff.
I guess.
The Comcast thing is fine.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's cute.
And the Santorum, you remember that?
Yeah. It's that frothy shit that, whatever.
Frothy mix of semen and feces
that freezes and hits your house, kills you dead.
Nigerian Parliament loses 2016 budget document.
Oh, where'd it go?
Whoops.
Huh. Well, no tracking that. I guess we're done here.
Yeah. Gosh.
It's a real shame.
Yeah.
You might have a peanut allergy because your ancestors had sex with Neanderthals.
You Neanderthal fucker.
Yeah. The image that comes up when you look up this article is great.
Like,
yeah, just go to Ancestry.com, put that little DNA test in there, and see if your ancestors fucked Neanderthals.
Yeah.
Chances are. Also, you're ruining the rest of everyone's restaurant dining experience.
Yeah, they can't.
Just stay home with your peanut allergy.
Why couldn't you just stick to your own kind?
Yeah.
Hawaii Democrat asked to break Congress dress code for Aloha Fridays.
This is one of our favorite things that we like rediscovered this week.
So I didn't know what an Aloha Friday was, but Maddie, who is from Oahu, explained that Aloha Friday is a big deal over there. There's a whole song about it.
That's how you know it's a big deal. They wrote a song about it.
Every Friday, everywhere you go in Oahu, they're playing Aloha Friday, or however it goes.
Yeah. It's like Rebecca Black's Friday here.
Yeah.
It's a time-honored tradition.
But yeah, this congressman from Hawaii wants all of Congress to wear Hawaiian shirts every Friday.
Or at least respect his decision to do so. Which I think is fair. They are comfortable. We discovered that.
Yeah. You're making laws.
Whatever. You don't gotta be so serious. Man allegedly assaulted twice after refusing attacker's apology for initial assault.
Did you ever see the movie The Gift?
No.
Well, there's a scene in there that's literally exactly this, where a character goes to apologize to someone he's wronged, and then that person doesn't accept his apology, and then he just beats the shit out of him again. So, I mean, maybe if you're being...
This doesn't sound so far-fetched.
No.
Why would you go back to a person who assaulted you?
No, the guy who assaulted him followed him and was like, hey man, I'm really sorry. And the guy's like, what the fuck? You hit me in the face. No, I don't accept your apology.
And then he beat him up again?
He's like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna apologize for this next one.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more, or actual less sense, so that would make it more for this show.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky man charged with stealing animals, offering to return them in exchange for sex. With the animals or with women?
Not with a woman, with a man.
With a man?
He stole it from a man and he was like, let me get in that ass. I'll give you your little critters back. Your roosters.
Cock?
A rooster for a rooster.
Yeah.
A cock for a cock.
Yeah.
He was caught.
Well,
and he was charged with promoting prostitution, because that's basically what he was doing.
Not theft?
Well, that too. Theft and prostitution.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Detroit man trying to kill bedbugs sets self and apartment building on fire.
This is happening way too often. People don't know how fire works indoors, because it doesn't.
Well, the funny thing is, he wasn't even trying to burn the bedbugs. He had just poured a shitload of like 90% rubbing alcohol all over his furniture. And he was like, all right, my work here is done. Sat down on the couch, lit up a cigarette, and then...
Oh, yeah. What are you... That's still moronic, Elliot. You're not giving him any points.
Oh, no, it's very stupid.
Yeah.
But it's not like he was like with an aerosol trying to kill the bedbugs.
But still, it's almost as dumb.
It's equally dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, at least.
Things that are flammable will light on fire if they're close to a fire.
Yeah.
The more you know.
More Netflix users are watching this oscillating fan than making a murderer. Which, everyone gave us shit about the Ridiculous Six thing. People would rather watch an oscillating fan than anything on Netflix.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna go and defend a movie that costs millions of dollars to make?
Well, the site, the source is this. I don't really understand how they calculate any of these rankings, but now I'm aware that there's an oscillating fan video.
Well, you gave them shit for like, oh, well, they say that this movie is one of the most watched movies, and that can't be true because the movie's garbage. And the same thing with the Ridiculous Sixes. I think that you're highly underestimating. I don't know how to say it nicely, but like normal people's movie watching habits that aren't interested in.
It wasn't a matter of taste. My problem is that this list had just like movies from like, oh, this came out in 2003 and it's at like the number 2 spot. I'm like, what?
I think it's a lot of parents just being like, it's Friday night, I don't want to deal with my kids' bullshit, let's order them pizza and put on whatever garbage Netflix movie is on there.
Anyway, the oscillating fan video is great. It's basically a summertime Yule log.
Yeah, no, it's cool because they have a cup full of ice there.
It's not a loop. It's not a loop. We got the ice to prove it.
Melting on it, so I like that.
Yeah, if it was a loop, you wouldn't see the ice melt.
And you know what? They say that sometimes you can trick your mind. So if you don't have AC, you put on the oscillating fan, you feel a little bit cooler in the summertime.
I had a roommate, a crazy roommate, who during the summer would change the light bulb in his room to a like blue party light bulb, like. It makes me feel a little cooler in the summer. And then in the winter, he would change it to a red light. It makes me feel a little warmer in the winter. He's a crazy man.
Well, he's going to love this. He's going to love this video.
Oh, I'm sure it's his favorite.
I think my hair actually moved that time.
Whoa.
UK man mail orders Kindle gets tumor instead.
Yeah, don't you love how that mix-up happens?
Whoops.
I just wanted to read some books, and I got a medical specimen. This is actually terrifying because, like, maybe this was like
a life-saving tumor?
Well, no.
They put it in another guy and it killed the other tumor?
If it can happen with that kind of medical sample, maybe it can happen with, like, a heart that they're trying to send you. A new heart, a new liver, a new kidney.
Well, now you can become a doctor instead of reading.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the man was very nice. He didn't handle the tumor. He called Amazon.
Hey, what's this?
I mean, I'm more surprised that Amazon's delivering tumors. Like, I didn't know they ran a medical courier service.
Hey, it must have got mixed up somewhere after they had their hands on it.
I don't know.
Anyways, that's it for Weekly Weird News, guys. Watch our other content over here. We have a brand new episode of Tech Tuesday and some other stuff for you to check out, including a podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Watch our stuff.
Watch the oscillating fan.